Hi, Lexies. Welcome back to the Luxury Live Show. I'm your host, Amy, and beside me, my beautiful co host, Kat L. This is something that we do every week, this live stream podcast. We actually alternate between our channels. So this week is on my channel, next week will be on hers, and vice versa. And we usually have a luxury topic at the beginning. Today, we will have some slides for you. And the latter part of the show is kind of like opening to the floor Q&A. And yeah, so let me go ahead and try to share my screen. Yeah, there we go. I think we got it. Okay, so today's topic, we're gonna take a look and I guess react. I mean, I said react, but it's us choosing a lot of our favorites from the actual fall winter runway show of the Hermès collection, the newest collection that's about to launch. And of course, what you see on the runway is not always going to be sold in store, but they usually do, and sometimes it takes some time for things to trickle in. So we saw a lot of eye candy, and I think we have a lot to discuss. So anyway, that's why the thumbnail looks like this. I picked the harness to show, like really kind of like because they had a lot of model actually carrying the Birkin and the harness, so I thought that was cool. But yes, just as a reminder, especially if you're new to this live stream or live show, we will take comments or questions towards the latter part. And for us to see your comments, just type question marks in front because it really helps us see your actual question since we're on a different platform. But we're going to get started with the picks that we have. I also picked this one, babe, but I'll let you comment first since this is your slide.
All right, thank you. So this um, season or fall winter season, I actually only, if I recall correctly, I think I only picked two pieces of ready to wear. And that's because fall winter, being in Singapore, a lot of the stuff is leather and jackets and coats and all. They're beautiful. Like I was just admiring them. But this time I was thinking, okay, if there's anything that from this uh, fashion show that I like and I would love to see it in store and actually be able to try it and maybe buy it, this was one that I thought would be like evergreen. It's something that I can wear
Yeah.
to work and can wear going out, and it's really my style. I love a very simple stripe type of kind of shirt dress like. And I like the little details that it's not really a belt, but it's kind of singeing in at the waist. And the collar, I'm not sure if the collar is just higher, made that way, or the designer sort of just dressed up the model to make it a little like a high collar, Chinese collar. But
Mhm.
overall, I love this dress. The only thing that I'm not sure about this dress is whether it's long sleeve or short sleeve because she's wearing this quilted jacket over it. But I love this look. So yeah, I would love to see it in store if they do make this a reality towards the end of this year and they actually produce this. I hope to try it out.
I hope so too. It's such a beautiful shirt dress, and I also saw the belt and I was like, oh, maybe it's tied around the back because not everyone's gonna have the same size waist, right? So I think that makes more sense if it's tied at the
Hmm.
back. Unfortunately, we couldn't see it on the runway because she has this jacket on, and in fact, this jacket they also cinched it at the back with a Kelly bracelet. But yes, I agree everything with you what we said in terms of like even the collar detail and how it's asymmetrical where they close the buttons. It's so pretty. Vertical lines is so elongating. I also like the hem. The hem at the bottom is asymmetrical as well, slightly longer at the back, so more coverage for the bum. So I really, really like it. So I knew you had picked this shirt, but I also like the jacket, obviously, because I'm a big jacket person and we need the jackets here. So I've been loving a lot of the jackets in this collection, and I love the quilting on this one. Unfortunately, they did tie the jacket at the back of this model, but we'll see more of the similar jackets. They're slightly different, but we'll see more of these kind of quilted jackets in the other pictures. I just think it's so cool and so I don't know, it just looks so cozy, easy to style. It has this hoodie thing, so it's really appropriate for our weather here. I'm not sure if this one is leather, but I'm hoping it's not all leather because, I hope it's some sort of like satiny quilted
Mm.
padded fabric. I'm hoping because that would be so much more wearable because leather is nice, but I'm sure it also costs a lot more, and leather is not always appropriate for all weather.
Hmm.
But yeah, I really like this whole look in general. Just so pretty. Okay, moving on to the next.
Okay, so this is also mine, and I think this is the only other piece that I picked. I love the whole look. It's edgy, executive. It's so. Can you imagine just walking into the boardroom, looking like this? Like you mean business? But the piece that I was really attracted to was the jacket. It's kind of like a slouchy, not really slouchy. It's like it's still tailored, but it has this more like I think the front pockets, the way they've dressed it, it's just more relaxed. So it's really simple. You probably can find something very similar in Zara, but I do think if you look closer, obviously you can't see in this picture, there could be some other details to it. Um, if you blow up this picture, if you see it on Vogue, there's like a stripe pattern on the jacket as well, and
Yeah.
I just love how the sleeves are a little longer as well. They don't just cut off right at the wrist because feel like they're covering almost like a little bit of the knuckles as well. Yeah, so this is the other piece that I picked, and in my head again, I'm thinking, wow, if I can try this in store, I would love to see a kind of more office appropriate jacket from Hermes.
Actually, that's a good point because I don't remember seeing these kinds of jackets or like suits ever in their
Yep,
ready
it's
to wear
rare.
section. It's always shirts, um and then there are sometimes there are pants, but never jackets, like tailored jackets like this. So it will be interesting if they do. And I also saw a comment, I can't remember when it was posted, but it was Tamara's post, and she mentioned something about how Hermes has really stepped up their ready to wear game, especially
Mm,
for this season. Or maybe she meant it for the spring summer season. Regardless, I agree because if this is what's they're gonna put on on sale when it comes out for us, I
wow.
love it. I just usually with the fashion shows, they're a little bit more extra and out of this world, so they're not always wearable. But I find that this show, there's still a lot of elements that was like extra and not necessary in real life, but in general, it's still so wearable and beautiful and very elegant, tailored, um, suitable for everyone. So yeah, I hope we see this kind of jackets going
Yeah.
forward.
What you were saying about it being rare is true because usually Hermes would do things like cardigans. They
Hmm.
love their silk cardigans. They're half cashmere, half silk, and a lot of their clothing when it comes to like jackets or overcoats tend to be quite colorful. They've got some element of brightness to it, and maybe it's to complement the more plain colored bags. So their ready to wear would be, with lots of patterns, a lot of bright colors, a little bit more elaborate. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, I don't really remember seeing these kind of tailored jackets in Hermes, at least as long as we've been into it, right? When we've
Yeah.
been checking it out. Maybe in the older fashion shows, it was more common. But in the past, 5 or 6 that we've been doing, I don't remember seeing any like these. I see cardigans that are black with buttons
Yeah.
and all, but not like this.
Yeah. 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 All right.
Okay, so for the rest of it, I picked the bags. Oh my gosh. I love this bag. Well, this bag is the second time it's appearing, right?
Yes.
So it appeared in the last one, and I was like, "Oh, big bags are back." But this round, I think there are two. If you go to the next one, I think there's one more. Pick the black. Yeah. Oh, Just look at this. I'm obsessed with this bag.
Yes.
It's I think I don't know what it is about it. It's just this hobo looking bag, but maybe it's the way it's being held, it's styled. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yes, I the first season that they showed this, it could have been just the previous one, which is the spring
Yes.
summer, I think. They had their hands in the pocket. So you see that slanted line is actually a pocket. And so a lot of the models were wearing it on their shoulder and they had their actual hands in the pocket, which is so cool. Like literally that drew my attention. And I think we talked about it in members live. And I was like literally so obsessed with this bag. And the more you see a trend, right? Because big bags are very back right now. The more you see it, the more you're kind of like, yeah, we need a big bag again.
Yeah, we
So
need it.
the more like the fashion shows do different things, and especially if it's on trend, then you're kind of more attracted to it. We'll have to really see this in person if this bag ever comes into production. And usually with bags, I find that they're a bit slower. So like for
Mm,
example, this bag came out, I think it was last season's collection. But usually I think they wait like a year before they do production. I'm not sure if they'll like even like because unless it's received well, they don't do it all the time. It might come out with one batch and then they don't do too many more after that. So we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, because it's a nice bag. Yeah. Okay. Oh,
okay,
I love
okay.
this.
I mean, it's just a bolide. Okay, it's
Yeah.
just a regular bolide, but wow, this color, this like ox blood bolide color with a bit of sheen. Maybe it's chef leather or it's some one of their heritage leathers. Oh, such a perfect color for fall, winter, autumn. It just screams, this whole look just screams autumn. The bag, the outfit. I wasn't sure about the bolide. Like I like it, but then now when I look at this, I'm like, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. It's like I don't know, it's like the better version of the Elma PM.
The Alma PM is more square-ish, I find, because I owned one. Oh, you own one too.
I
You
own
own one
one.
too.
Yeah, oh, my mom has it.
Yeah. I find that the Alma PM has slightly more squared off corners, or maybe because it's the older version that we have. Not sure about the new versions. I haven't really seen any Almas around, especially not the larger size.
Yeah.
But yes, speaking of colors, so this collection is all the beautiful fall colors. So a lot of the burnt orange, browns,
Earthy
you yeah,
tones.
yeah, exactly. Just you can call it jewel, but it's kind of earthy jewel tones, very pretty, and of course very appropriate, but also very neutral for all year round as well, because they do have some white as well. So really nice. Yeah, this leather, I hard to see which leather it is. It definitely looks a bit structured, so I'm guessing it could be an Epsom. I mean, it's hard to
I
tell
don't
for
think it's
sure.
Epsom. I think
Yeah.
it kind of looks like chef, but at the same like goat
I
skin because it's a
don't
little
know. It's not as because goat is not as uniform. The pattern on
Mm.
the like the grain is not as I don't know. It's hard to tell for sure, but yeah, it's very pretty. The color is
The
nice.
color is the one that I had to say, okay, let's take a look at this color. Like, oh, the bolide is back. Maybe it's something that they will produce more in the coming season. I don't
I
know. I
hope
don't know
so. Yeah.
what is like Hermes's strategy when they show these bags on the runway. Like usually if runways, they'll show bags and then the next season it'll be all the hype, right? But with Hermes, I can't tell. I can't tell if, you know, they show this bag. Does it mean the next coming 6 months there will be more of these coming out? I don't know.
Again, hard to tell. I was actually quite surprised that they had many bags with the models carrying them this season, because usually it's not really like that. Like there's less bags, more about the ready to wear, more about the show. This season, wow, so many bags on
So
almost
many.
all the models.
Different bags. Usually it's maybe 1, 2 bags, and occasionally like a giant Birkin will come out. But this time it's like Birkin and harness and like,
everything.
What's going on?
Yeah, and no Kellys, which is interesting, but a lot of Birkins to look at.
Oh yeah. Okay, this bag is one of the more fun bags, I think, for as fun as Hermes can be. Okay, as fun as they can be. I think the last season was feathers and all, but this is cute. Like if you're looking for something that's not the LV Cons bag and you want this round tub, looks like a potted plant. I thought this is kind of cute. It has the, the buckles. I think it is like the is it Mador where it comes up?
Yeah.
Kind of looks like that as well. I can't tell if the top is a drawstring, but if you like a round bag,
I think it is.
You think it is? Yeah. If you don't want a bag that's like the circular Cons version that needs to have a top, this is the solution. Drawstring at the top.
Yes. So they've been doing a lot of bucket bags. So this is one of them. In this one collection, in this one show, they did a lot of bucket bags, which is so interesting that they showed so many bags. I want to comment on her outfit, actually. I really like, but of course it's appropriate for our weather here. Like the knits that Hermès does is always so nice. And I just love how her jacket has these like knitted vertical lines, and even her, are those pants? I think they're either like long shorts or something. I'm not sure, but super nice. Love it.
Yeah, this whole look, right? Even with the cap, it's a leather. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's like a leather cap. She looks like she's walking to some business, like I'm here on a mission and I've got this cute little bucket bag with me.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Really cute. I hope that the strap looks adjustable. I'm not sure if it is. I hope it is, because otherwise it's just handheld. I'm not sure if she's maybe hiding a part of the strap in her arm too. So we shall see when it if it comes out.
Yeah, we won't know. Oh, okay. Hang on. So if there is one bag that I want to get, if I can't get the hobo, this is the one. I die. I love this so much. Okay, let me tell you why. I love a drawstring. Okay, it has a top handle and it has a sling, so you can actually sling it, and you can hold it as handheld, and it's my kind of style. I can imagine myself using this bag. Take a look at the next one. I think the color is a different color. Oh. I love this. It's so casual, so everyday. It's like a bucket bag, but different. I love the lock, the drawstring. You see the single handle on the bag. Oh, you can wear it across your body. It's like a bum bag, but not a bum bag.
Yeah.
I need this in my life.
I hope you get it. I actually really love
this, and I sent it to my essay. My essay is like, we don't know.
Too early now. Yeah, they won't make it yet.
Can you imagine
if
they make a mini version of this? This is a pretty big one. Like some of it, this is too big, right? But if they make like a slightly smaller one, so cute.
I actually really like the hardware. It's such a cool way to do the drawstring. It almost looks like, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, it almost looks like a belt loop thing, like a belt buckle, but it's It's not. It's just the way they thread it through the hardware, and it's so cool. Like I want to play with that mechanism. It might be very simple, but I just love how it looks like a belt buckle on
Mm-hmm.
the actual string part. And I don't know if it's obvious yet, but to the Luxies, because so far we are loving the collection. So we're reacting to it, but we're reacting to it very positively. So I'm wondering how the rest of you feel, because I think some people on the online community has already kind of covered this collection, but not everyone kind of like loved it the way I did and Kat did. So
I love
I'm just
it.
curious. I love this collection so much. It's so nice. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
nice. Well done. Well done,
This
Hermes.
bag, like the bags, I was just like, why there's so many bags? So I love the hobo, right? I just have to feel like how would it look like, because it's pretty structured, and it'll be easy to get in and out of the hobo, right? It's literally just an open style bag. But whether it would fit my frame and how long the strap would be.
Mm.
Then when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, if there is the perfect Hermes, understated, travel, easygoing, grab and run out the house kind of bag, that is it. That is it. I can see myself going to work with it, going to travel with it, hanging out for like a whole day, put my, water bottle, my umbrella, and then I can just sling it on one shoulder and be like, also cool, and nobody knows it's an Hermes bag.
Yeah.
I'm
I
dead.
totally picture you wearing this one more. For me, I like that other hobo more, because like that's more prim and proper a bit. Like it's still casual, but this one is a little too casual for me. But for you, I think it's perfect. It suits you
It's
to a T.
perfect. It's my
Yeah.
perfect everyday, you know, bucket style backpack sling bag.
Yeah.
I need this in my life.
Especially
But of
if
course, if it's
I can imagine you
$10,000,
slinging like crossbody in front of you, like especially
yeah,
if you're traveling and you're protecting your belongings, you sling it
yes.
crossbody. Oh, so cool.
And I
So
imagine myself
cool.
just carrying it one shoulder. When you're like, honestly, when I carry backpacks, I like to carry on one shoulder. So this is
Yeah.
like, yeah, get rid of the other strap. We don't really need it. We just need one.
Yeah.
I
Actually,
love
no,
it. I love this
exactly,
so much.
because this way you can do crossbody. With the two straps you can't.
Correct. You have to wear it like a turtle shell in the front.
Yeah.
But this one you can carry it this way.
Yes.
Oh, so good.
So
So
good.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. If there's a
Yeah.
bag, yep, from a non quota bag, I think I'm interested in this
Mm.
the most.
Good stuff. Okay. Yeah. So there's many more bags that we want to show you guys, but of course there's still going to be more ready to wear. Those are going to be my picks. And I literally loved the ready to wear this season. Okay. So this is my slide, but it doesn't matter. We're both commenting on them. So like we mentioned, big bags are back. There's nothing new about the Birkin in a way, except for those frill ones on the left. But I I'm probably never gonna buy such a big Birkin myself, but I love seeing it on the runway, especially that middle one in Vox leather. Oh my gosh. And Cellier. So cool. I mean, if I ever see anyone wear this on the streets, I would run up to them and say, "You have a nice bag."
Yes. Wow. Box. Look at that box. I saw this as well. I was like, oh, wow. Did they say that the Cellier is going to be discontinued?
I
The
mean, someone
Cellier.
said that. I don't
Someone
know.
said that, but come on, look at that. Look at that on the runway.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I don't know, because there's always going to be rumors and what was told, and I mean, there could be some truth to it, but hopefully it's not completely discontinued, but something that might just that you can still get. I- Again, I don't know if it's that um, popular in general, and when compared to the more slouchy one on the right. But I do still see enough people get them that I would like to believe that it's not out, because they have it on the runway, like this current runway. So Actually, if there was, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say yes or no because then I then have to like go back to my words. But maybe, maybe if I get a Cellier Birkin, this box leather would look pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, yes. I have to pull this comment from YPF7717. Don't know when this collection will come out for us commoners to buy.
Yeah. Well, okay, the ready to wear will be out
Oh,
in the fall season, yes, but it will trickle, like some of the pieces will trickle in as we've always noticed in the past. Like you'll see parts of the collection out on the first day, but then as more weeks go by, more of the ready to wear comes out. The bags are a little bit slower. I think in Europe they might make them and
mm,
you might be able to spot them. But I think for the rest of the world, it's kind of gonna take some time because the Della Cavalleria is a 2018, I want to say. It's a
mm.
2018 runway bag, but it didn't come out in production till I want to say 2020, but it didn't come to Canada until last year. So like literally it takes years for them to go all around the world. Like these new bags that we're seeing, it's probably gonna be like 3 years later before we actually see some on hand. Unless you're in Europe, then you might see them first. Um, but yeah, the ready to wear we will see it faster for sure. Yeah.
I hope so. Well, I haven't seen like the full collection ever. Usually
Yeah.
I get a chance to see a couple of pieces because really maybe the preview for the collection is usually for like the VIPs, and then I'll see everything and I'll be like nothing left. But hopefully I'll get to see some.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like that first shirt, right? That shirt is so beautiful.
Oh yes.
Okay, so I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this bag already came out, sorry, also in the last collection. I might be confused with another one, but either way, they have a few bucket style and I thought this was cute. I will never really buy this because it's too novel, but I think it's a cute way to jazz up this show and just the way they try different things. I really appreciate it. I don't know you can fit anything in this bag really. Like any phone will just stick out like an eyesore, but I think it's kind of cool that they try to do different things to spice up the collection. And I also want to just comment on the ready to wear. So, like I said, I'm a big fan of a lot of the ready to wear this season. Just like a lot of the fuzzy material and like the wool and the drape, like the way they drape the garments too. Like look at the model in the middle, how she has this scarf thing, or is it a top? Like I actually don't really know what it is, but it's like a scarf top thing and it's like tied on one side. It's so cool. It's something that I can totally use when the winter is here. It's just I love it.
The coat looks so comfy.
Mm-hmm.
So she's wearing, I mean, on the picture on the right side, it looks like this really squishy but yet plush soft material. It's not too puffy that kind of overwhelms the whole frame, but it's got a bit of like not puff, but volume to
It
it.
just feels warm. Like
And it just
yeah.
wow, I can just imagine. Well, if it's, I hope where they're walking is nice and cold, because otherwise, poor girl. But yeah, it looks so cozy.
Yeah. Um I will let you see the rest of the slides, but one of my first impression when I saw this collection in terms of their wool is that I like how clean they look, and it almost reminded me a little bit of Max Mara, which I'm a big fan of. Like
Mm.
it's just long line, clean, just very sort of like wearable, like so elegant, simple, but in a really good way. So I really liked it a lot. Okay, so this is another bucket, but hey, there's so many. So this is actually a cuter one that I feel like would be more usable because of that drawstring little sack on top. And there's the Midor or the I don't know, maybe CDC clasp on the side, which I think it's super cool. Like compared to this one is kind of whimsical. Okay, maybe just for the show. But this, I totally see it as something that they might produce for the general public, that some people might buy. And I like it. I actually like it a lot. Like that red is so rich. And again, the ready to wear that they paired it with, just imagine, like, because we always say, oh, bucket bags are hard to style, or some people think anyway, but it's really not. Bucket bags are the easiest way to style them is if you have like so much going on in terms of like your outfit, because usually like if you have a lot of layers because it's cold, um the last thing you want is a bag on your crook of the arm or on your shoulder because it'll slide off. So the easiest way to style this kind of outfit or this kind of coats situation is with a top handle bucket bag. It's That's how easy they are, which is why I tend to be a fan of those bags, like the picotin. I have a couple of bucket bags myself. I don't use them all the time, but when I have an outfit like that, I will use those bags.
Yeah. This bucket bag is a good interpretation of how a regular bucket bag will look like, because I think one of the problems why some people don't like a round bucket, like a paint can or a pot kind of look, is because it can look quite bulky because it's just one round cylinder shape. But this, because they singed it in the middle, it kind of illusion, right? It slims down the bag. It doesn't look so bulky. It just looks as if it's got a bit of a silhouette. Obviously, that takes a bit of space from the bag, but you're using it as a talking piece and accessory. So you like the style, but you don't like it to be too bulky. You still want it to accessorize. It's cute. It's cute. I can see people on influencers like Tamara carrying this on a runway or a high society like dinner, like, oh, I've got my little bucket bag. All you keep is like a lipstick.
No, this will fit more than that. Because at least if you have a longer phone,
Okay, so
it'll
like a
still
small
be
mini
hidden.
bag.
Yeah, it'll essentials, right? Essentials. It'll still fit more than you think, because that's the beauty of bucket bags, is that they actually fit more than you think. So for this size, definitely, I feel like it should fit at least your phone, your card holder, your car keys.
It'll fit more than a mini Kelly.
Yeah, probably. Exactly. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next. Yes. So, wow, the amount of Birkins they had on this show, but especially they've also incorporated again the harness, which is not new. This is not the first time they've shown the harness, but they've decided to incorporate it again in this show. And some of the models are actually wearing it crossbody, so you can really see how it looks even crossbody and handheld. This is a Birkin 25. This next one is a larger Birkin. I can't tell if it's a 30 or a 35, possibly a 30. But anyway, so between a 25 and a 30, this is how the harness looks like. So I will tell you, the first time I saw the harness, right? Not this collection, but before, I was like, oh my gosh, what? No, I'm like, kind of like not into it. But the more I think about it and the more I see it, right? Like sometimes it just takes time to just warm up to the idea. I'm like, you know what? I think it works. And it's actually functional. So I kind of like the idea. I don't know if they'll ever start selling just the harness for the Birkin, because I think it would be a cool thing to add, just to add to your bag when you feel like having that strap that is designed for the Birkin, not just you DIYing it. So I like it. I kind of like it. I mean, look at this outfit, right? This yellow outfit, which is so business, like so prim proper business, power woman, and the Birkin with the harness. I think it's so cool. I love it. I don't know how you feel about it.
I love this harness. I think it's so well done. Or at least they made it in such a way it doesn't obstruct the opening and
Correct.
closing of the flap, so you can wear it open. And the only thing I wonder is whether the strap is adjustable. But if it is, great, then you can sort of just, shorten it and let it hang as if, like a Chanel chain strap that you let it hang as an accessory. So whether or not it will stay without you holding the harness. So if you see the middle picture, she's sort of holding the top strap, because I don't know if you let it go, would the whole harness drop off drop off the bag. Hopefully not, but if it doesn't, then it's like singeing the whole bag in. I think it's so cool. And worn crossbody.
That's the best part, right?
That's the best part. Because the whole DIY trend of adding attachments to the side of the sangles and then adding a clip and then adding your own strap. Actually, that's really bad for your bag. Unless your bag is empty and you're just carrying the bag with a wallet and you're just using it as an accessory just to have, and then you can sling, maybe okay. But if you really use the bag and you put your notebook, your little water bottle, put everything inside, and then you add 2 DIY clips to the sangle and then add this not supposed to be strapped there, you're really damaging the sangles and the side of the bag. So this is like the solution. Obviously, it's Hermès' solution. Whether or not they would reproduce it, well, that is to be determined later on.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I would be interested in buying the harness. I think it's cool. I mean, it's kind of, you don't really need it because, but I don't know. I just like the idea that you can wear the Birkin 25, the black one, which I do have, like she's wearing right here. Although mine has rose gold hardware, so it's a little more dressy, whereas they have the palladium hardware here, so it really goes with the vibe. But regardless, I think it's still so cool. Yeah, all of those, they're all in palladium hardware. And on top of that, this one on the left here is a cellier style. So it looks like it works on both the retourné style and the cellier. So it's so cool, man. I just even on the bigger Birkin on the right, like that big Birkin with the big handle, I really wonder what size that is. Either way, it's for sure at least a size 30 and up. It's so cool. Even
I think at least a 30. I think that is a 30. The strap, the handles looks like a 30.
Okay. Even then, it still looks so cool crossbody. So I mean, I'm all in. The only concern I might have is that it might mangle your Birkin a little bit. Just especially if it's a heavier Birkin. Like the 25 may be okay because it's a lighter Birkin, but like that one on the black on the right side, especially because the leather looks softer. I don't know. Is it a softer leather? It looks like a Swift or something. Not sure. Anyway, the only thing is that it might, the harness might create some lines there. Okay. So not about the bag. It's about the jacket or the coat she has on here. Oh my gosh. I love it so much. This yellow color is pretty. I hope they make it in more than one color because, for me, any darker color would work pretty well. Or I might go with like a cream color. Yellow is pretty, but again, I probably won't buy yellow. I just really like this almost like trenchy, drop shoulder puffer jacket or quilted jacket. It's so cool. I love the fact that she can also cinch it in. Like there's belt loops for that. I think you can just put any belt, or I don't know if that belt comes with it. And it's totally a jacket I would wear. I hope they make this, so at least I have a chance to maybe buy it. If it's not going to cost an arm and a leg, chances are it will be. But I really like it. It's also partially leather. I think the sleeves and this flap here on the side is leather, but the rest of it looks like it's fabric, which is so nice. I really like it.
It is. It is. I actually really like the fact that they used, just the sleeves as leather,
Right.
but it almost blends. It's really pretty. Oh, I hope you get to try. I hope they make it in maybe one of the deep burgundy colors. That would be really nice. Or of course, black would be beautiful as well.
Yeah, actually for this jacket, even navy will be quite nice.
Mm.
Yeah. Or like a like a dark green. Oh, wow.
Ooh,
So good. Okay, so more jackets. Um, Again, I mentioned Maxmara earlier. It really like this collection is so beautiful. A lot of draping of beautiful fabric in a simple way, not too decorated, but just the way they make it look almost like these chunky pieces, kind of like tied and kind of flowing. And I mean, this top she's wearing, I honestly wonder what it is. Is it a top but also shawl? Like it's so cool. I just want to see it and try it on. Plus the combo with the jacket and the leather shorts, everything just works. So nice. Like the vibe, I'm just all for it. Um, on that last picture, it looks like on the back there is like this Kelly buckle. So I almost wonder if this coat also comes with like a little singeing at the back with the Kelly buckle. Just the
Yeah, right
details, like
there.
the details, it looks simple, like it doesn't look like much, but if you look at the details and just how clean the lines are, it really is stunning.
I have to say that this collection, because this picture you can actually see the shoe. There weren't many shoes. I think mostly boots. I think they were all
Yeah.
boots. But I love the heel on these boots. I like the fact, it's sort of like this, and then it doesn't taper down, but it is not so crazy like wide, but it's just a little bit of uh what is it? Like an A shape. I wonder if they'll make it in a shorter heel when it actually launches. Maybe a shorter, like a mini boot, and it's a tiny version. It's cute. But obviously, yeah, it's a knee-high boot. It looks so good. I look at this and I see the A shape, like, yep, I can stand on that. There's more there's more support at the bottom of the heel.
Yeah. I didn't like I guess I'm not a very big shoe person, so I didn't really try to emphasize on the shoes too much, but yes,
There
there was a
wasn't
lot
any.
of boots. They were all this shape actually.
Yeah.
It's very nice. And they're all very elongating because of the like its knee length, and also because they're all just wearing shorts. I don't know if you guys have been noticing. They actually all have been wearing shorts. It's either like the trouser shorts or the leather
Yep.
shorts. So another jacket again. So this is kind of the reverse of the other one that we saw, because the flap here is the quilted fabric and then the rest looks like it's leather. So
Mm.
this is probably too matrix for me to like wear on a daily basis, but I actually still like it because it's just cool. um if I were to buy a version, I would buy the other version, but I still really appreciate it. Like they're trying different textures and incorporating them in a manner that shows off the detailing, because like just a little patch of quiltedness, normally you wouldn't think too much of it, but because it's just like such a big, I guess it's a detail that you can really see, and even on the collars,
Mm.
really well done. So even though she's in
Yeah.
all black, you see the different textures, because usually with all black outfit, it's it's almost like a blob. It's just black, but when you play with textures, it makes it interesting.
Right. If they make this in leather, can you imagine how amazing it
Oh
will
yeah.
smell? It would be
Oh,
like,
for sure.
oh my gosh. I would just be smelling myself the whole day. I'm like, oh, leather, Hermes leather. I don't know. Would it be? Is it leather? Like, it has to be quite a sturdy but thin, lightweight leather.
I'm sure they have their ways of sourcing their leathers.
It looks. I mean, look at it. Because as she's walking, it's not heavy, right? It's sort of almost thin and it's moving.
Mm,
So it's not bulky. Because some leather jackets are so thick, they actually look heavy. This
mhm.
actually looks really light.
Yeah, it's just exciting if it ever makes it into the shops. They might, but I mean, chances of us seeing a lot of it in the smaller shops are probably lower.
Mm.
Yeah,
I don't
but
think we'll see this in Singapore because usually the buyers for the country would not pick these unless
makes
they have
sense.
specific clients in Singapore that say, I love this leather jacket. Maybe they'll order it in. But I think for the general stores, it's not something that would go off, like people will buy. But apparently they do need to buy a few like standout pieces, even to display. They have to have that because they are the signature pieces of the collection. But they know
Yeah,
those won't sell. It's just for the mannequin and be like, oh, the collection's out, the iconic pieces of the runway. But I
right.
don't
Yeah,
think this
yeah,
one.
yeah. Yeah, and this hat looks like it appears to be satin fabric to me. So very nice and just like clean, like very
Mm.
clean. Because we saw several colors of the same hat earlier, right?
I need to get I need to get myself one of these like rider hats.
Yeah, they always make them. Yeah, I should
Yeah,
try them.
should. It's kind of fun. It's like makes your head look really big.
No? Why
No,
would
but
you
in a
say
good
that?
way. In a good way. In a good way. It's sort of
Oh,
like a
okay,
rider's
okay.
hat, right? Like, oh, I'm a jockey's hat.
Okay. I like hats. I actually really like hats. I just don't like holding them because like when I get hot and then I have to hold them, that's the only part I don't like. But I actually like wearing them. They look cool. Okay, so this slide is all I just put all the knits in one place. Well, maybe it's not all, but the main ones that I thought should be pointed out because clearly it's not just about the draping, it's not just about the bags. They also did some quite interesting knitted tops. Um, yeah, I like them. This is not my style of dressing. Like I don't really gravitate towards this kind of sweaters, even though I live in a cold country, but I don't buy such big knitted items myself. But I like it. I think it's cool.
Mm, I saw this as well. I asked myself whether if I lived in a cold country, would I pick this? Like you, I would not necessarily pick a sweater. I don't know why. Maybe I don't know why. Maybe it's too it gives me like the feeling that it's gonna be itchy. But obviously that's gonna be itchy. This gives me that feeling. But I like the pattern. I actually really like the black. So the one right on the left with a bit of like a braid, horizontal braid, and then a vertical braid. I like the pattern on the black. I'm not so sure of the one in the third picture because that seems quite simple, but I like the one that's a little bit more, there's like two different designs on the sweater.
Mm.
And as for the last one, I'm not sure.
Yeah. So the last one is also an interesting one to talk about because we've seen a lot of how they were draping almost like a shawl, but it's almost like a top underneath a lot of the coats. So I almost wonder if it's the same concept, but in this case, it's like a sweater type. The reason why I say I don't normally go for this kind of sweater is not because I don't wear sweaters. I actually do wear sweaters, but I don't go for like chunky knitted sweaters. I find that maybe because it's not that cold in Vancouver. So like
Mm,
if I were to it's better for me to layer. So I can still remove layers. Or if I'm going for a sweater, I like going for a thinner, like it can still be cashmere, but like a thinner cashmere, not like this thick, big turtleneck that she has on, like the second and first picture. They have big turtleneck. That sometimes can be overwhelming for me, which is why I said, even though I like it in practice, I don't go for those. Even when I lived in Montreal, I hardly bought sweaters this big because I would rather wear more layers and I would rather have like a chunky scarf, but I can always remove the scarf, right?
mm.
So, but that's just personal preference, has nothing to do with the design, obviously. So I pointed out this sort of look earlier as well, or already, but I just wanted to just take a closer look at it. So it actually is a leather jacket. So similar to how Kat was saying how like that first boxier crop jacket was cool, but that was fabric. This one, so they had a few of the looks in different colors like this. It's actually a leather suit. because they have these
Wow.
like short trousers and the leather jacket, and it's really cool. Like I wonder if they'll ever make it into production, like because they don't really have suits at Hermes as far as I haven't
See?
seen in store.
Yeah, now that you said, yeah, it is leather. It's
Hmm. And it's
it will be
full,
interesting.
like
It's cool.
very like I said, she's power woman. She's ready for business. Okay. The next few slides are going to be kind of the similar texture of ready to wear. So part of the collection. So this collection was huge actually. Like there was a lot of what we saw already, like leather, knitted. There was the wool draping and a lot of bags, but they also had a lot of garments that has that softer side, like a feminine side. So this is one of the looks that they had. Like this fabric is just so, it reminds me of that designer that you bought. Don't know the name. It's like Japanese.
Oh, Issey Miyake.
Yeah,
Pleat
just the
sleeves.
lines are so
A
pretty and
little bit.
flowy. And they have several looks actually. So this is just one of them. And then I put a collage of all the, it's like just similar, just very kind of like ethereal
Mhm.
fabric, very elongating, very feminine, but also like it looks very comfortable at the same time. Like it just flows, whether it's just the part of the outfit, like some of them just had one the top like this, or the bottom like this, or the whole outfit like this. They had long sleeve, they had like the arm showing through the sleeve, they had short sleeve, they had this like more boxy sort of, I don't know how to call it, like, you know, boxy kind of like a cut off shoulder part. So really nice. And this is
Mm.
something that we might not, I don't know, like we might not pay too much attention, but they're doing something. And I wonder if they'll actually make this and whether we will actually see this in store as part of the collection that we can shop. It will be interesting to
This
see.
will be interesting. I didn't pick this because I wasn't sure. Like you said, I was like, would I see this in store and how it would look like? Because it's so ethereal. Like for me, like I'm wondering, how would I wear this? But just on based on the pictures, it's so pretty. It's like you can wear this. I would say even for work, like for
Yeah, to
work,
the
for like a
office.
business
Yeah.
meeting, yeah, to the office, and also for a night out. Not sure if it'll be so casual because of that shimmery material. But if you wear it in two pieces, maybe it's okay. But as a full piece, it looks, yeah, it's I don't it's not pretty. It's not pretty. It's like elegant. Yeah, ethereal elegance. Yes.
I see them as making tops and bottoms, like tops and maybe skirts, or like the trousers like in this fabric for the general public, because as a whole
Mm,
outfit I think, I don't know, if I was thinking of a whole outfit that I wanted for a special occasion, I wouldn't really necessarily think Hermes straight away. I
yeah.
would maybe try other brands. But if it's part, like maybe just a top, maybe just a bottom, and you kind of combine it with your own clothes, I think it's actually quite workable. And it's smart. Because, like, you know, it's not always just about, because Hermes is good with the knits. Like, they are really good with the
Hmm.
cashmere and the wool coats. They're really always so nicely made. But it's not always about those things. So the fact that they are branching out and doing different things, and we saw it with even with their bags, it's really nice. They're really doing a great job in this collection, I find. So we hope you liked it. Again, if you have comments or questions, please type question mark in front. And just as a reminder, if you're completely new to our channels, we also have a membership. So we have extra membership live streams every month for our members only. And in order to join it, if you feel like joining our membership, just go to our main homepage And right next to our subscribe button, there's a join button. And like I said, we alternate between our channels. So if you want to see all the different episodes, then you join both of our channels. There's 2 level, and the easiest way for you to figure out how the levels work and everything is to do it via your computer browser. On the phone, it's really hard because the phone screen is small, and on the mobile app, it's not always going to show all the details. So do it on your computer. It's so much easier. We hope you
Yes.
enjoy that. Oops.
Yep. And don't forget, next week it will be on my channel on this same time. Oh, sorry, same day, but it's gonna be different timing because we have a special guest next week. So on the 5th, both of us, you'll be on the 15th as well. I'll be on the 15th as well. But it's gonna be 7 a.m. for you. It's gonna be 10 p.m. for us in Singapore because we have a guest, Stephanie, Steph Turton, Steph. Anyway, she's from Handbag Holic, so she's gonna be joining us for the first hour. Have a chat with her, and then we'll continue off with our regular content, which is just chit chatting with everyone. Yeah, so that'll be next week. Take note of the timing, and it'll be on my channel.
Yes. And you will see me completely like just woken up with my coffee. I won't be looking like this next week. just well, I mean, a lot of you have seen my regular face, but like just in case you're wondering like what's happened to Amy. I just woke up. That's probably why.
You gotta wake up like 6:30.
I'll try, but at the very least, I'll wake up enough time to go to the washroom and to make my coffee, so I can at least have that when we go through the live. I'm not a morning person. Like I'm literally the best night owl. Like I'm the best night owl, but I am the worst morning person.
Morning person.
I am
turning into a morning person. Like I've been waking up early. I am awake like 5:30, 6 o'clock nowadays. Obviously, I don't jump out of bed, but I am awake. I'm like, oh no.
But I heard it's probably because you've gotten used to it since you have classes to do. But apparently, it's every person's DNA has like it's programmed whether you are more of like a morning person or a night owl or just like regular. But apparently, it's in your DNA. Like there's like a lot of us kind of like blame ourselves or feel guilty that like I can't wake up in the morning, like I'm really not a morning person and feel bad about it. But apparently it's not your fault. You're programmed that way. It's in your DNA. So like I stopped blaming myself. I'm just like, whatever, I'm not a morning person, so don't mind me. I'll still show up, but I'll just be like just woken up.
Yeah, maybe maybe my morning program is starting now because my parents wake up really early. So I'm feeling like, why am I waking up early? Like I sleep so late, 12, 1, and bing.
That's not late. That's early for me.
Oh, that's
okay, I see.
o'clock.
Because you wake up at 5:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Okay, moving on to your questions. I see one from YPF 7717. Such a mix of material is rather difficult to care for, right? Not too sure if there are many laundry shops out there that can take care of leather as well as other material. Very good point. And true, I used to I don't know if a lot of you know the brand Macaj. So I'm just going to type it out. It's actually a brand from Montreal, so my hometown. And I've been buying this brand ever since, like, when nobody knew about this brand, I've been buying this brand. Because it's, it's made in Montreal, so I know about it. And the designers, they attended the fashion school the design school in Montreal. So anyway, my point is they make a lot of coats that are wool, but they use a lot of leather trims. And I bought a lot of those jackets in the past, like a lot of those coats in the past, and that's what I used to wear. They are a bit trickier to dry clean. I still just brought it to my regular dry cleaner, and it's true that after you do that, like just with regular dry cleaning, the leather pieces or like the leather trims will look a little bit dried out. They don't break.
Ooh.
They don't break, but they do look a little bit more dried out. So I think unless you bring to more specialized dry cleaning places, maybe they have to wrap the material before they dry clean it. It's true that it will affect the lustrousness of the leather pieces. So like the belt I was able to remove, but they still had leather loops, and like I think they had like, I don't know, maybe leather trims on other parts, on the zipper. Actually, on the zipper there was like a big leather strip. So it's not the most convenient thing when there's mix of textures like this. And I've gotten a lot of questions about how I clean my ready to wear actually lately. And although I would only recommend you follow the exact instruction on the label, I personally have been just like hand washing and spot cleaning most of the time. I don't get so sweaty, and we don't get a lot of hot weather here, so I can get away with longer stretches without having to bring it to a dry cleaner. Usually I bring it to a dry cleaner when it's been a while and if something happened to it, but otherwise I just do my own hand cleaning or hand spotting, like spot cleaning myself. So it's been fine for me, but I would always recommend you follow the actual label, right? How would you do it, Ken?
Okay, so the only thing that I have that is part leather and part material is actually my toolbox, the strap. I think so. That's the only one that I have. Oh, in terms of ready to wear, I don't think I have dual material like leather, because dual material, leather and well, actually, let me think about it. I'm trying to think of maybe. Okay, I have one. So it's my t-shirt, my LV t-shirt. It's not leather, but it is cotton and metal.
Okay.
So I've got this, yeah, but that's okay. So I still wash that, then, hand wash it, or I'll put it in a really fast rinse in the washing machine. But when I take it out, I do dry it quite quickly. But in terms of like leather and like, fabric on any item, I don't have it on clothing. I do have it on my back strap. So the canvas part on the toolbox strap, it's canvas, but then where it connects to the buckle, it's leather there. So, the way, like, sometimes it's hot here, right? So sometimes like I'm moving around and the canvas rests on my skin, it's like sticky and it's not so good. So I've actually washed it before. So I dip it this way, wash the canvas, but make sure I don't get any water onto the leather. But you're right, it's just a matter, you just have to figure out how to separate the care, because it has two different materials. And then obviously I will condition the leather part, because you're right, if it gets any moisture or any detergent or anything, it will dry out the leather. So you probably need to take care of it after the rest of the fabric is cleaned.
Yeah. And I think a lot of us have to remember that, ready to wear the idea is great, like nice design, good quality fabrics, and, intricateness, maybe the different textures. But to clean ready to wear is not always the fun part, because most of the time it is dry clean only.
Yeah.
And unless you are willing to take the risk to do your own cleaning, which I'm totally okay with my stuff, but I just don't ever want to recommend this to you guys. But I've always been okay with dealing with my own stuff, and that's why I'm also very picky with what I choose as ready to wear too. Like I try to go with fabrics that I've known about and know how to care about already. And sometimes, especially with certain materials like wool, like a lot of my wool coats, I also get asked, I'm like, oh, how do you Well, wool is actually the most easy to care for fabric out there because it's naturally an antibacterial on its own. Like unless it's your actual socks, your underwear, or like literally that touches your like your fold areas where you sweat a
Mm-hmm.
lot, you don't have to worry so much. Like it actually will be fine for like a whole year until you have to really do like a deep cleaning. If not, maybe more. Like if unless you have like a big accident happen to it, then you have to bring it to the dry cleaner. But most of the time, if you just spot clean, like if you have like a little spot, you just spot clean, it's totally fine. It will last for a couple years before you have to do like a deeper clean. Really, it's really not a
Mm.
big deal for those materials. But you have to, that's the drawback, right? Like expensive ready to wear actually means expensive to take care of as well. So that's the
Yeah.
drawback too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad. S. Doe says, my essay said the harness is runway only. Hope they'll change that.
I'm looking for this cleaner, not cleaner, but this brand of leather cleaner. Let me just look for it. I'm not sure if anybody's heard of this brand called Dicon, Dicon. Anyway, if anybody has heard of this brand, let me type that out. Oh, I can't type.
Oh
Can I
yeah,
type?
let me type it out. Dicon.
Dicon.
This like this.
Yeah. Yes. So they have for Singapore, they have a really good anti-mold, like a remover, and then a really, really good like leather conditioner. I recently purchased it. So I am waiting for it to arrive. And I'm excited to test it out on my Chanel 22. Just to give it a clean, and then and maybe I'll try it on some of my Hermes bags. Maybe I'll do it on my toolbox first before I do it on like my other bags. Cuz even though it is quite moist and humid here, humid it causes mold, but humidity also dries out leather, so I do need to
Mm.
give my bags a bit of love. So I've been trying to look for a good leather um, conditioner. I use the one that I got from BJ Luxury. It's good for like sort of surface cleaning and a little bit of conditioning, but I'm looking for something like conditioning. So
Okay, let us know.
I'll let you all know if it works out.
Clara. Macaj is pretty good. I have an older jacket from them. Yeah. So, well, Clara is also Canadian. We actually have they've expanded internationally now. So I think a lot of people, a lot of countries also know about this brand now. But yeah, they used to be only local, and you used to only be able to buy it in Montreal and Ottawa. They had it when I started working in Ottawa too, but not too many places. And now they have actual stores. Like Clara and I, we can go and visit the Macaj store. It's in the Pacific Center, so they actually are pretty big now. But I have, you know what? They make really warm coats because they're from Montreal, so like I used to buy their coats, which is like for -20 weather, right? Which I buy
Mm.
less of now. I actually sold a lot of my Macaj jackets because they were too warm for Vancouver. So that's the other thing. So you just have to buy it for the right weather. But I still have a leather jacket as well from them. Uh Someone's asking about the Boli 25 I saw. Oh yeah, there. I think this question came up last week too.
Yeah, I think Joe was asking which is a better size. I remember we were talking
All right,
about
right.
between Bolide 25 or 27. And I remember if I my for me my answer would be to go with the 27, because if I was going to go with the 25, it's already like a bigger bag, and I'm comparing it to like the Kelly 25, because the Kelly 25 looks big-ish. Okay, it's not big, but it's big-ish. But in actual fact, the capacity is like half of it. Oh, maybe not half, maybe a little bit more than a half because of the way the bag is tapered. So you don't really get a whole Kelly 25 for all your stuff. It's a size that you would sometimes wish it had a bit more space. I always get that with the bag. I was just using it yesterday. I'm like, if only I could put my makeup bag inside. Or it's just like I want to put that extra compact powder. And no, it can't because it's stuffed. So I feel like if you're going to go with the 25, unless you are truly a mini bag, a smaller bag kind of person that you don't mind not bringing that extra thing and you don't bother, then okay with the 25. But I feel like if I'm going to go for the 25, maybe the 27 would be a better bag functionally. But the look, I kind of like the 25. So it's problematic. You just need to get both.
Right. I think, yeah, Joe has feedback. I had a Bully 25 before. It's a beautiful, elegant bag, but you need to be okay with one zip. The access is not quite possible with one hand. And I think she has a follow-up. You cannot leave the bag open either because the zip starts and ends too low. Oh, right, on each side, right? Yeah, because then they will gape open really big. The 25 is beautiful. I'm still considering adding one back in my collection, but in a lighter color. I see. Yeah, the bully is like, that kind of, we call it the almost shape, but you guys know what we mean, right?
Like a clam shell shape.
Yeah, it's very very ladylike. I guess my first LV bag was like that, right? It was the Almay PM. But I have to agree, like it's not a bag that you really want to wear like on a daily basis. Like for me, it was never a daily bag. I actually hardly wore that bag and then sold it eventually because I like the idea of it, but it's just like it's not really a bag that I find functional, or maybe it's not functional is not the right word. It can be functional, but if you want it to stay the same shape, it will not be functional. I think that's what I mean. Because it will just bulge out in different areas. Right? If you can't overstuff it. So it's a very lady proper bag, and you just have to always organize and like, keep it closed. Like you just have to always be caring for your bag almost. So which actually didn't end up working for me. I do wonder if those of you who have the Bolide Mini, because it's a mini size, and I'm also thinking about the LV Alma BB, which I also had, I could wear that open somewhat. Like I don't like it, but I can somewhat leave it open and it won't look too distorted. And I wonder if it's the same with the Bolide Mini. It would be nice to know. Right? Because I don't know. I like the idea of it, right? But I just don't know if it will be something that annoys me down the line.
See a lot of comments about it. So Rebecca's got one. So I really like my Bolide 25. Handle drop is long enough for my arm, but looks cleaner than the 27.
Okay.
Oh, she's saying she leaves the Bolide open all the time if she's in a hurry.
Ah, cool.
Okay.
So it's probably kind of behave like the Alma BB a bit, because it's smaller size. So even the opening is smaller, even if it is not ideal, but it's not going to be too over distorted, I think. Yeah, that's good to know. So it's still on my wish list then. Just kidding. Not this year, not this year. I'm not actively working towards that yet. But I wouldn't mind. Hey, one day. So
No
Anna
bags,
says,
no bags for you until you get your mini Kelly.
"Oh
Okay,
yeah, no bags." Yeah, I guess
no
no bags, fine.
detours, no, accidentally get a Kelly, nah, Kelly 25, nah. Just hang on.
Accidentally? How do you accidentally
I don't
get
know,
a
like,
mini
I don't
bag?
know, maybe halfway through and your essay is like, I can't get you a mini Kelly, but would you like another Kelly 25? The answer is
Oh,
no. I want my mini Kelly because you've got to wait again.
yeah, I know. Ah, the struggle is real.
The struggle. Just say no. Mini Kelly, mini Kelly, mini Kelly.
That's it. Yeah, me, Kelly. But Anna has feedback. Yes, I agree. Almost never have to dry clean my wool coats. I mean, you can dry clean them, but they really don't get dirty
Mm.
because it's not like you're really sweating in them. Like you sweat in your own clothes, you don't sweat in your coat. So unless you have like a dirt on the outside, let's say you drip coffee, yeah, just spot clean it. It's fine. It's fine. It'll last for years before you have to bring it to the dry cleaner. So it's really not that big of a deal. Oh, okay. So Joe has feedback on the harness. I'm not a fan. Not because it looks, is it badass? I don't know what that word is. But because I'm
BDSM.
not sure how useful it will, because the Birkin is almost always carried open. But you can't leave it open, right? Even with the harness, I think. Pretty sure.
Not sure how useful it will be because the Birkins are. Well, I think the harness is for people who would want to sling
Yeah.
the Birkin. Because you're a handheld kind of girl, Joe. You're like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah. Yeah, it's more for if you want to. I mean, chances are it's even if it's offered, but earlier we had someone mentioned that it won't be. But even if it is, it's gonna be so limited. It's gonna be so hard to buy anyway. Chances are we probably won't be able to buy it anytime soon. And if the day comes and they actually sell it quite often, it'll be many years later, I think. Many years later.
probably can find it on Taobao already.
Probably, but then I wouldn't want to get that. And I mean, I think for okay, so something that I would get from Taobao, which I shared on my video, is that I would get the conversion kit for my little Constance Slim wallet because I haven't
Mm.
been wearing it because I haven't had any outfits like in the winter, right? Like I haven't had any outfits where I can like cinch in the waist and then have to wear a coat on top of like I just haven't felt the want to do it. So I think one way to make the Constant Slim one more is to actually convert it into a bag. So and a lot of
Mm.
people have suggested like this kind of strap, that kind of strap, and I had also many feedbacks about the conversion kits that they have bought. It's just not the latest one that I have shared in the video, so I'm actually gonna try it. I'm actually gonna order it and try it. Hopefully, it'll turn out good. I'm only worried that it will kind of take up too much space inside because it is quite limited, and I think I know why. Because mine is the exotic leather. It's so stiff compared to like Evercolor, for example. Evercolor, like I've seen some videos online where they can stretch the leather so much, they can fit so much in the Constant Slim. I don't think mine will happen. Like I'm almost having a bit of trouble even fitting this one like this with my
Mm.
cards in it. You know, like I'm pushing it in. So I don't want to do too much of the pushing in. I just wanted to stretch naturally, not like so hard by me pushing it in. So we'll see. Hopefully, it will make it more wearable that way. Because I really love the piece, and it's like a one of a kind, right? Um, but I want to wear it more often. I want to make use out of it more.
Oh my god. I just saw a comment from Alt. Let me pull it out. I'm at the bottom, so Alta Costura about the woolens. Air them out. Spray a bit of lavender or cedar. Maybe freeze them overnight. I know, but that it works, they say, because when out and about, you could pick awful moth eggs.
Mm. No, actually, that is a good, really good sharing. And actually, I got asked the same question on one of my videos, and then someone commented back on that person's question, which is one of our members. They're actually two of our members. And same trick, literally use things like, and I also had to look it up myself. I don't have that problem. I don't know why. Like I said, I don't attract, I don't use fragrance, and then I don't attract a lot of, because I don't really sweat that much. And so like I don't like my things stay pretty clean for a long time, and if there's anything I always spot clean. But I have research as well, and that was the same feedback from the members, is that they just use like you can use like a lavender sachet and just leave it on your closet or leave it, and it really does deter the moth. That one member, himself, he actually just did it by accident. He accidentally left a mask on his, I guess, on his hanger or something. And he always uses some sort of perfume, but the perfumes are more like, you know, like the peppermint oil, like that kind, eucalyptus, like that kind of scent. And that also is gonna deter the moth from coming. So yeah, there's a lot of natural ways to do it to keep them clean. So you can consider that.
I should try that. I should just like take some, because I have all these essential oils,
Mm-hmm.
and just like put it onto a mask.
Yeah.
And then, just put it in the cupboard, because I love fragrance. So, and I love cedar and I love lavender. So I'm like, oh, good idea. Not that I have moths in the house, but might as well, because if they get rid of insects, whatever kind, sure.
Yeah. And like it's, lavender and like peppermint oil, those things, they're actually, for me, that's not fragrance, that's just essential oil. And I actually have like those those misters, those mist making machines. And I don't mind scents like that, but not actual fragrance. Fragrance a lot of times is man-made, right? And that I can get very sensitive to. But some fragrance also use essential oils. So if you happen to have a fragrance that smells like that, that can work too.
It's a great idea.
Okay.
I see Maria's here. Hi, Maria. Long time. Oh, was it last week that we were talking about the LV collection? Was it last week?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, so after that collection came out, after we did the live, I was tagged several times. We were tagged. Actually, you were tagged as well, because I think a lot of people went out and, well, not a lot, but those that tagged me that I know of, a lot of them actually checked out the coin purse.
Yeah.
And the coin purse, the pumpkin coin purse, and the
card holder.
The card holder.
Yeah.
Told
it's
you.
Cute. Like even I was tempted, and of all people, I don't even buy SLGs that much, right? And I was tempted. I was literally looking at it as we were talking about it, and I'm like, oh, do I add it to cart? I added it to cart, but I didn't really finish the cart. But it's just like, oh, it was so tempting, because
it's so tempting.
It's again, it's one of those collections that the last bit of the is it the last now? The second drop, anyway.
It's the second drop.
The second drop is quite nice. I mean, the first drop was nice too. I'm still thinking about the Alma BB with the dots. I think that's cute. I actually checked the stock here. They have the red and they have the black. I think between the two, I would prefer the red and white dot. But it's just like I'm not getting another bag until I get my actual bag that I want, right? So I should probably.
I really like the dot one, so I have been checking out some of the like unboxings, because I've been waiting for the unboxings for this second drop of the LV, and so far I have seen one girl. She unboxed the LV Speedy 20 in the second drop with the pumpkins at the front and the back,
Yeah.
and I am seriously struggling.
I know.
I'm like, I need it.
But you know, if you want a Speedy 20 or a Speedy Nano, I think this is like your excuse to get it, and then you get the special print.
Actually, I was it was last week, right? So there I was rolling on the carpet like, oh, I'm struggling. I'm struggling. Because I was having a moment of like intense FOMO. Yeah, that's the word. Intense FOMO. So I was, oh my god, I like the Speedy. And I was even contemplating on getting the Nano Speedy Yayoi. How do you pronounce the name? Yayoi?
I don't know.
Is it
Not Japanese.
Yayoi? Because it's YOI anyway. Yayoi collection. In the polka dots, like the colorful painted polka dots. You can still get it, but it's an order. Like you have to basically go onto the site and order the bag. I was like, oh my god, should I get it? Should I get it? I even showed my husband, and my husband was like, obviously no help. Okay, no help at all. It's like, yeah, nice.
That's always their comment. They wouldn't say that it's not nice unless they really don't like it.
Yeah. So husband's actually like, oh, quite nice, huh? Cute. I'm like, oh no, thanks. But anyway, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's so hard.
Well, I haven't acted on it, so I mean, it's not bad or good or anything. It's just I have a kind of like a longer term goal, and if there's anything I will get, it should be things that I already have on my wish list. Like for example, on my wish list, okay, there's a lot of Hermès, but aside from the Hermès, I still want my 22 bag, the small size back in my life. So if a chance comes up, I'd rather try to work on what's already on my wish list than to derail and buy something that it's also nice, but it's like it's just something that just came up because it's new or it's limited. And I mean, unless I really fell in love with it, which I don't think I'm there yet. Like I like everything we saw. We commented on a lot of the pieces. That would be nice, right? But just not to that level where I'm like, oh, I'm crazy about it. I must have it. It's gonna really serve me. It's gonna be like super useful in my collection. It's not like at that level for me.
Yeah, that's good. Stay there because it'll be obsessive. I think I've decided that of all things that I want from LV, like now, if I were to get, like, I'm not gonna get this collection. I'm just crazy of it because it's so happy and colorful. Like if I were to get it, it'll be just something small, right? Maybe the pouch. I'm kind of still thinking about a coin pouch, but nothing big. Like I saw the unboxing of the Speedy 20. I really like the Neverfull, and surprisingly, the Neverfull is sold out. You still can get the Speedy 20 in store. Like I can go to Ion and get it, but the Neverfulls are actually sold out. And I think a lot of people bought the Neverfull because for some reason, it really looks like an art piece because it's big enough. The pumpkins really stand out. And the pouch inside serves as the smaller item for you to enjoy a bit of the art, right? So no bags, definitely no bags. But I think if I were to get something from LV like now, like I've been thinking about it, I think what's missing is a Speedy. Either like your Nano Speedy or the Speedy 20, but the right one. Like I might get the standards, the basic one. Or who knows, because there are so many drops happening this year. I follow Foxy LV. There'll be drops in April, May, June, July. Every single month, there's going to be more and more things coming out from LV. So if you're looking for something, I'm sure there'll be something that will spark your fancy.
Yeah, LV is really good with a lot of fun
Oh,
in their releases. Like always so much fun and so drastically creative in a way. Like not just in the usually in like the artfulness of the or the how do you say it? Like the just like the extra silk screen, I think for me it's where they excel at. This is a funny comment when I saw it. My partner from Lance, my partner will always ask how much first before telling me if it's nice or not. I thought it was so funny. Maybe that's what our partners or our husbands secretly wants to know too, but they'll just say, "Oh, if you like it, it's okay." Instead of
and then he's
like,
like, how much? I'm like, don't ask.
yeah, too much, too much. But at the
Too
same
much to
time, like,
know, too much to even say.
yeah.
Oh.
It's funny because I sometimes just volunteer the information right away. So they don't have to ask me. I'll just say, "Oh yeah, it's this much and I want it. I'm getting it." This is what I'll say, like instead of being told no, you should not get it. I'm just telling you how much and I'm getting it. It's all good. I think they're just curious. Like they just mean well. It's funny though. It's really funny. Let's see. Clara. I love the insight on the Boli versus Alma. Amy, my essay told me it's more ladylike, generally worn with skirts. Yeah, it's true. Like every time I style my Alma, it looks best with like a dress or a skirt. It looks much better. And I tend to take photos when I'm in like a skirt or just usually dress outfit with my Alma. Very seldom with the other outfits because it's kind of just neither here nor there. Yeah.
Would
Which
you
is
get a
why
boli?
I
Like,
think,
would you consider a boli? Like, oh, but you said you were a mini boli.
yeah,
But what about a boli 25?
no, I would consider it, but I'm just not after it actively. But I think, okay, I haven't seen an Alma BB and a Bolide side by side. So I know they're a little different. I feel like the Bolide has an even slimmer profile because the Alma BB, which both of you and I had, it's actually a little bulky.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing because it fits a lot, but because it's bulky, especially when you wear crossbody, it really does protrude quite a bit, even though it's a BB size. But it did protrude on me, and I felt like it was not the greatest crossbody, and especially when you leave it open and you wear it crossbody, it actually kind of mangles the shape a bit.
It's like splits in half, like that.
It splits in half, but it also like one side
Distorts
is
like
this way and one side is that way because the strap goes on opposite sides,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So the bag is like a little mangled. But I feel like with the bolide, which I can only imagine because I have never seen it both side by side, because it has a slimmer profile, I feel like that way it kind of works better. Obviously you can't fit as much, but then it's a mini size bag. How much do you want to fit in there anyway? So that's why it's part of my wish list, but I mean, I don't have to get it this year. I just wouldn't mind having one eventually. It's there. Like
Yeah.
long wish list. Gonna take years to get
Never ending.
everything.
Like now with the fall winter, I have another one. I've added that drawstring single strap crossbody bag. I don't even know what it is. Never
For me,
ending
actually,
story.
if it ever comes into production, I want the
Hobo.
the Kelly en désordre. I think that's
Ooh,
the name.
is that something new?
The one, it's the Kelly from a few seasons ago in the runway. It only has a shoulder strap, but it's like a Kelly shape, and both sides has openings. So that's something I wouldn't mind. Again, we don't really know when they will have availability for the rest of the world, because I know some people in Europe has bought it already, but for the rest of the world,
VIPs only.
Hmm?
VIPs only.
Oh yeah, but eventually, right? They might make more, and then some stores will actually have them, right? But that will be years later. It's kind of how like there's a batch of people that got the Della bag at the beginning, but it's like only Europe or maybe VIPs in certain countries, bigger stores. But now every store has it, so it might be something like that. I don't know. It's probably going to be too popular anyway because it's a Kelly.
So yesterday I went out. Like I made a mistake. I decided to go shopping, buy a hair clip, which I'm wearing today. Oh my gosh, yesterday is a public holiday here in Singapore, and I just I don't know for some reason I thought it would be okay, but it was so crowded. Like the whole world was out. Okay, everyone was out of their house shopping, and I decided to bring my Kelly bag. I'm like, oh, I'm going out to buy a hair clip. I brought my Kelly bag and I put the straps on the Kelly, but you know what? I think I only used the strap maybe like a short couple of minutes. The entire time that I was out for a few hours, I just handheld the bag.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, even though there is an option to have the strap, like, you're talking about Elma BB, right? Elma bags. Even though we have the option, I think it's still a handheld kind of bag. It feels better. It looks better. It feels better. It looks better. Yeah, that's the main thing. And it just feels so much more like secure as well to hold the bag. And I think with Hermes bag, it seems to be that way. Whether it's the mini bolide, or maybe not the mini, but like the bolide. I feel like the Kelly as well, even though with the strap, I honestly only used it a little bit. And obviously the Birkin. So
No, I totally agree. I think that's why I've been saying that I'm turning into a top handle bag person. But I actually still like that the strap is still there because you do need it sometimes. But most of the time,
sometimes,
yeah,
but
it's
I
only
think to sort of
sometimes.
make it work. Like I'll figure it out. I'll like put it in my elbow. Yeah. Something like, no, I don't want to put it in my shoulder anymore.
Yeah, but it's only for like a very short time when you need to be hands-free for that moment. It's literally a moment.
Fair.
It's not
Fair.
even stretches of walking. It's not like that. It's literally one moment I put it on my shoulder just so that I can adjust my jacket or something, and then it's back on my hands. So I I do feel it's more secure for sure. Yeah, that's for sure the main reason I think. And I also like it. It's very strange to say that. I also like it to hold it with my arms or my hands.
Yeah, there's a
Um
lot of things going through my head when the bags cross. Sorry, let me start again. There's a lot of things going through my head when I have the bag on my shoulder. One thing is sort of like it feels like it's swinging and like slapping on my hip. I'm like, kind of annoyed with that. Like, and then if I'm wearing jeans, I'm like, oh,
yeah.
color transfer. So that's
Yeah.
going in my head as well. And I don't, yeah. And then I think when I'm carrying it crossbody, it just doesn't, it feels, okay, though it may not, it just feels like any moment now, if I relax the shoulder, it'll slip off. So yeah, I'm turning into a handheld kind of girl. Like, yep, let's just carry it and go. Elbow, arm.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I think the only bag that I have to wear on my shoulder, obviously, is the Gabrielle. But that one is a very comfortable shoulder bag, and it doesn't fall off because
Mm.
it has multiple chains. And I'm trying to look. Actually, that's it. I mean,
You
the
know
other
what?
bag that I have to wear on my shoulder is a never full because you have no other way. It's kind of too long for a elbow bag.
Yep.
Um, but otherwise, yeah, every other bag either has a top handle with strap or it's only crossbody, which like the mini flap or like the crossbody Della. Those ones are the only ones, which I You know what? I tend to wear those bags less because they don't have a top handle. It's actually so funny.
Yeah. And I'm just wondering whether because you wear the Gabrielle a lot, do you wear it like, when you put it in your shoulder, you have your hand like gripping, like kind of
Oh,
gripping?
no.
No, you just wear it like this, but you
Yeah.
you don't have this kind of like bent elbow kind of like you can sort
No,
of
but I actually
no.
tend to leave it behind me so that it's really like it's not gonna fly off my shoulder. And
Right,
of
right,
course it's closed.
right. But you
Does
do
that make
this, right?
sense?
You kind of like this, right? Like
Yeah,
this
just like
kind of,
leave it like behind, like the bag is behind me instead of on the side. Because if it's on
and
the
you know,
side,
and you can't do that. You can't do that with a Kelly on your shoulder. You can't do this. You can't
no.
do that. You can't do like that. Like push it to the back because it has to
Yeah.
drape right straight down along your body, like straight
Yeah.
line,
Or
and
I
then it
have to
swings like
like
a
I have
pendulum.
to use the strap and hold it and kind of pull it to the
Yeah,
front.
and it's not, and you got it like this, right? But with bags that you can sort of squish under your armpit and push it to the back, those bags are comfortable.
Yeah.
So, for example, the Gabrielle, the Never Full, you can do this.
Mm-hmm.
You can do this,
Totally.
like use your elbow and your squish it to the back.
Mm-hmm.
Chanel 22, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
You can hold the strap and you can do this. And when I wear the Constance, because I see the Constance as a question as well, when I double up the strap, it's because I can sort of do like kapit the bag, right? Like squeeze the bag and use a little bit of this action. It's comfortable. But when I wear the Constance as a long version, like strapped down, not crossbody, but long all the way down to my hip, it's actually not comfortable.
Mm.
It swings a bit too much. So Constance is double
Maybe it's the
strap
length
or cross.
of the
I think it's the length. It's the length
length.
of the strap that just makes it like
Yeah.
not. It just like it swings. It just swings like a pendulum, and it's not the
Yeah.
most ergodynamic. You're like, oh, this bag is creating weight and
Yes.
doing this.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Interesting.
It's very
Interesting. I was
interesting.
like, we like
But
to
at least
hold a
the
bag in a
Kelly, I
certain
think
way.
it's still meant to be a handheld bag because the old Kellys didn't have a strap, right? So I feel like they added the strap for the modern convenience, but it's always meant to be a handheld bag, which I find it is more of a handheld bag, even though strap is there. Yeah,
So
but I like that
Lance
it's
says,
there.
I got a K35 and I carry it on my hand mostly. The
Yeah,
strap is on, but I only use it when I really need to.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I did yesterday as well. I put the straps on. I'm like, okay, I will use it. But I was on the train, I was on the bus, and I only used it like when I needed to. I think when I only needed to pay for my hair clips, I'm like, oh, okay, pay, take, that's it.
yeah.
And I like it. I like holding it.
Oh, I saw a couple of comments about my top. It's actually it's actually from Lily Silk, but it's new, so you guys haven't seen it yet. But if you're really interested, I can just link it in the description box later. I'm wearing it because I was filming with this top earlier. And when is it gonna come up? In 2 weeks, because I have to edit it. And I'm not gonna edit it this weekend because it's not gonna be for next week. But I can link this one first in the description box so you can see it. It's actually it's their spring collection, and it has you guys cannot tell, but it has a tie in the back.
Oh, it's really pretty.
Yeah. So like from the side profile, and it's quite flowy. Actually, this size is a little too big for me, but I did size up because I wasn't sure if the armhole was going to be really short because I don't like it when the armholes are like really short. So I went a size up, but it's a little too big. It's okay because it's flowy enough, and it's actually the style of the flow that actually makes it nice because all the ruching here is actually quite nice. So you can't tell that it's a little too big. It's a little too big for me. But if you're wondering, I chose a size 4, so I should have gone with size 2 actually.
Like 2.
But yeah, it's a really pretty blouse. It's 2 layers. It's 2 layers. And it has a side slit as well. Like it's quite nice.
Oh yeah, it's nice. Okay.
Yeah,
2
really
weeks
nice.
it'll be out.
So I'm waiting for the warmer weather because I'm a little cold right now. But I also have the windows open because we're airing out the house. But otherwise I will be fine. And I'm just so looking forward to the spring weather. Like it cannot stop raining still. Actually we had some bouts of nice weather and then it started raining. So hopefully that will be over soon.
Oh, this point about the harness. I'd also worry about the harness indenting the bag. That's true, because you're having something press against the outside of
the
the bag.
heavier ones especially.
And they have sort of like the metal rings, right? Because the harness is sort of connected to the metal part, like a circle. I think there's a part where there's a circle.
Yeah, but the circle part is where the side of the bag is, so it's not too bad.
It doesn't hit the sun. It doesn't hit the leather. I hope not.
I feel like it's really the front of the bag where the two, like literally the harness two part of the, where it holds the middle of the bag is literally digging into the front of the bag and the back as well. So I feel like that's where you don't want to see any lines on your bag, if anything, right? Like if it's on the side and plus your side is already gusseted.
Yeah.
To me, it's not the main part that will get the most damage. It's really the front, right? Like if we look at, I don't know if we're even interested in looking at the picture. I mean, you guys can look back at the slides earlier, but it's literally like the front and the back where the two pieces of leather are in the middle, right in the middle of the front panel leather. So that's why I was already thinking, I'm like, oh, that larger size, like that's Birkin 30, looks like it's going to be mangled. Like I know the runway is only 2 minutes, right? Like the girl walking out and then walking back, and then they come back out for the last round, maybe a total of 2 minutes of walking. So that's not a big deal. But if you're actually wearing it for the whole day, that's a lot of weight on two pieces of leather. Yeah.
It is.
So it's really more for maybe it is more for still hand holding, but for one moment you put it on your shoulder when you're checking out. It's maybe still for that, just for the moment where you need it hands-free.
Yeah.
So
you'd be like,
really
ooh, look at me and my harness.
Yeah.
Oh, Jerusha is here.
Oh,
hello. Hi, Jerusha.
Hi, babe.
We're waiting for you to join us on the Luxury Live show.
Seriously. She's a busy mama.
She's a busy businesswoman mama.
It would be so cool. But yeah, I think the harness would be really, really cool to have. I would totally get it if it's even available ever. I think it's just nice to have. Like, honestly, it's probably useless and I will probably only use it for a moment because I don't want to damage my bag.
They will still make it. They, was it like a few releases ago, they made that extra pocket for the Birkin, like the extra, like a slip.
They still have it. I saw it in my store.
Yeah, everybody was going crazy about it, right? Everybody's like, oh my gosh, there's a slip-in section for the bag. And for months, they didn't make it, and there was no sound. And then one day it appeared in store, and I was like, oh, okay, there it is.
Okay, we're
waiting.
We got to coordinate a time for you to come. Oh man, that would be really fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
A chat, talk about stuff.
Everything.
Talk about everything.
Oh man, I can't wait for this collection to launch. I mean, I've already been loving so far. Actually, how do you feel about the current? Because right now I saw there was a new sweatshirt, and I was kind of tempted because you guys know how much I love the sweatshirt I bought. But they have this new one which is all white, but then there's a big embroidery in front, and it's the horse. The chevaloscope. Let me try to pull it up. Actually, I saw that. Okay, first I saw that on Hermès Bonbon, the Instagram account, and then eventually I saw it on my
Website.
on our website. Yes, correct.
What? There's nothing in the Singapore website. Nothing.
Oh yeah, but it only trickled in later though. It wasn't at the beginning. It literally just trickled in recently, and
Oh
I
my gosh.
saw it. I was
So
tempted, but I'm like, maybe it's
Jerusha's asking about the loop. We talked about it last week. I think she's talking
yes,
about the big loop bag, the one that we the the
the big
slouchy
hobo.
loop. We like it. Get it. Get it.
I like it. I think it's sort of LV's interpretation of, the big bag trend that is back. Never went
Mm-hmm.
away, but it's sort of more back now. The only thing I said last time, right, that I didn't like is that it's all a canvas bag. Even all the trims that they made differently, like the reverse trims, everything is all canvas, and the price, I mean, they are all expensive nowadays. All LV bags are expensive, but it did feel a bit kind of like ouch,
How
right?
much was it? Was it in the
It was in the
fives?
4,000, right, range.
I think it
Pretty
was
sure we
quite.
can look at
Well,
it
it's a
again.
pretty big bag though, and if you need a big bag and you don't want it to, like, the never fulls again, it's pretty okay. Hobo bags are coming back, huh? Even Hermes is doing hobo bags. Maybe we should hop on the train of hobo bags now.
I agree. Okay, maybe because I'm not like a diehard as much of a diehard LV fan as you, Kat, but like I feel like I could get tired of it. That's why I'm a bit hesitant to be too
Loop
enthusiastic
PM
about
mono.
it. Like I'm a big fan of the Chanel 22. Like I would get that back in a heartbeat because that's
You
the
should just
style
get
that
it
I
back
can
in your
really.
life, you know, whatever they say. I mean, okay, seriously, I have been using this Chanel 22 and I've been using it like as if it doesn't cost $8,000. I mean, like,
Mhm.
and the leather is fine.
That's
I haven't
amazing.
had
That's
any
great.
like scrapes or bumps or tears or holes or. You'd be horrified, babe, if you see me use the bag the way I use it.
I
You're like,
probably would
girl,
be.
you're like, yeah, come on, take care of that bag. But it's been good. There is no, yeah, the corners are fine. And I'm trying to see what bag is this Jerusha talking about. PM loop.
Oh, here, I found it. So, wait, is it okay? Which is it, the loop hobo or the loop? Because if it's just the
She said
loop,
loop PM mono.
let me see.
Loop PM mono.
Okay, wait, let
This?
me share screen. It's not, because we talked about this one. It's not this one, right? It's not this one.
Are you talking about this one? Or you? Oh, she's talking about the one that you wanted.
Oh, okay. Here, loop PM.
Oh.
There's no loop PM. What?
Look for loop. It's the small tiny one.
This
Yeah, this
one?
one.
Okay, yeah, I tried that in store. I have thoughts. Okay, I really like the construction of this bag. I was literally blown away with how well made it was. It's just like it had three materials: vachetta and the canvas and metal. I was really like, I really loved the feeling of how well made it was. It was like a little cute little well-made bag. The only thing
Mm-hmm.
I disliked the moment I tried my things in, um, is that because of the shape, because it's kind of that moon shape, right? And it's quite constricted because then your zipper also has to kind of follow that curve. And you have to be reminded that there is this beautiful interior lining, which is the microfiber lining. It also constricts the inside. So
Mm-hmm.
the outside of the bag looks this big, right? But the inside is actually still smaller than the bag itself. So once I put my stuff in it, it really couldn't fit too much. Yes, you could still fit a phone. Yes, you could still fit your card holder and then your keys. But I really struggled to close it quickly. Like you really have to like line up one thing like this,
Yeah.
slanted like this, the other thing slanted like this. And then,
Yeah.
like, it just felt like, oh my gosh, I am so annoyed with the bag, even though it was so cute and so well made. Like, it felt robust, that I knew I couldn't take it home.
Yeah.
So that was my feedback for this bag. We did talk
I
about this
tried it in
already.
store because you were saying, oh, if I get a chance to see
Yeah.
it in store, what do I think?
Yeah.
First look of this bag, it has all the good features. It has a strap that is adjustable. It has an additional chain strap. It has the front pocket, and obviously it's like a mini bag. So it had all these good things going for it. But when you actually use it, it's tiny. So, but if you're okay with a tiny bag, go for it. But I tried it and I was like, the zip is smooth, but at the same time, because the top part of the bag, where like the banana part, the banana part of the bag, it already takes up some space, right? You see, your zip can't go all the way up, so your opening is, maybe you lose like 2 inches on each side. So it's a smaller opening. You gotta put your things sideways in.
Like,
And
this
because
part
you
of the
want,
bag is useless.
yeah, it's useless.
This
And
whole
then
part.
yeah, and then if your things are a little bit too long because it's such a slim banana part there, you can't, and then it will jut out on the bag. So it looks good. It has its front pocket, but honestly, the front pocket is so shallow. It's
Yeah.
like, it's only like 2 inches. So you think you can put a lot? Nah, not really. So
It's
end
really
up,
the shape.
it's the shape, it's the design.
Yeah,
The
because
thought of it is great, but yeah, I think both of us ended up like, we like the whole design. It's a good stylish looking bag, but if you want to put an extra bit of stuff inside,
it's
yeah,
impossible, because I love
it's
mini
impossible.
bags. We both love mini bags. But even within mini bags, there are just like the right kind of construction where it's a big hole and it's just uniform, force, like squarish. So everything can line up properly. This one, you're literally trying to squeeze a little bit this way, squeeze a little bit that way, so you can
Yeah.
just manage to close the zipper. I was so fussy, even though, like, the construction with all the, like, the vachetta pieces and how they have to make it into this shape is just outstanding. But it's
Mm,
really a show bag.
well
Like,
made.
you can hardly put anything comfortably in it unless you literally have like two things.
Yeah,
Literally two things.
yeah. It looks
That's
good.
the
It looks
only.
good. It's well made, but for the real life usage, you're like,
Yeah.
I want to stuff my tissue at the corner.
We're hard critics, but hey, I hope we save some people's money. And like, in the end, even though I loved it in practice, I couldn't justify it, because I would go
Yeah,
crazy with this
yeah.
bag. Yeah, but it's so
It's
pretty
actually
too
so small.
when
If you
you
look at
have.
the front pocket, it's
Yeah,
so shallow.
yeah, it's more for a
Like,
card. It's just for a card. So it looks so nice too. Like, I mean, the idea is great. You can adjust the strap, everything, but most of the time you'll just end up wearing it this way. I think you'll hardly wear crossbody, because then the crossbody way of this bag doesn't look too attractive either.
yeah.
So sorry, Jerusha, just try it out.
Try it out. Try it out.
Yes, the zipper is not frustrating on its own when it's empty, but it's
Mm.
very frustrating if you put more than 2 or 3 things in it. Like, you have a bigger phone too, Jerusha, I think. I have the mini phone now, so like, even then, like, with the keys and the card holder, and you start putting lipstick, this and that, oh my god, no. It's gonna frustrate you so much. Plus, Jerusha, you have what way better LV bags. Like, I think your soft trunk is a much
Oh
better
yeah,
bag than this,
yeah,
in
yeah.
terms of
That's.
like not getting frustrated with your content inside, I think.
Oh, Jesse is here as well. Wow, where are you all coming
Oh,
from?
yay!
Hey,
You guys
Jesse,
are all
have you
showing
hit
up
your
at the end.
Yeah, you're showing up at the end, like in the last 30 seconds. Say, Jesse, have you hit your 10,000 subscribers. Are you there yet? Because if any of you are not subscribed, come on, help Jessie out. I know you're trying to hit your 10,000
I'm sure
subscribers.
she's
You're like,
gonna be there, if not
just
already
a little bit
there.
more. If you're not subscribed, go to Jessie and subscribe.
Yes, very true. They're kind of the same shape. I haven't tried the Ava in person, so I can't comment on that one as much. But for sure, the LV was getting frustrating because the inside lining, however beautiful and soft it is, it constricted even further. Because with all the inside, the way they finish the bag has to be all tucked in, and it's all tucked into the inside, so you actually lose more real estate inside.
Yeah, the Ava. You know what? I think when we do our Celine
Which is
live, that will
2
be a
weeks
really
later,
fun one.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. Oh, that's a great idea, Joe, to get Jessie on the live again. Yeah, we will. It's been a while.
Yes.
Join us again, Jessie. After your 10K, we'll have a celebration. Like, woo, Jessie! Should be soon. I think you're on the way. Like maybe another month, less. No problem. No problem.
So we're going to end with this one, which I was talking about. So this is the sweater that I ended up seeing on the Instagram account that I follow. And then I saw it on our website afterwards, and I was like so tempted. But it's like a big embroidery in front. And I always wear sweatshirts in the winter, although we are moving into warmer weather soon. The back also has a bit of embroidery. So it's a fun sweater, but I was thinking, oh man, maybe too much. Maybe not too much, but maybe just too casual. But it's a really cool embroidery.
It's cool. I think you should get it.
You think?
Yeah. Oh, Len said the sister tried it. It's pretty. It's pretty.
Okay, wait, what? Oh man, now I have to go get it. Oh, okay. I'll try because it probably sold out.
Yeah, go and try it out.
Yeah, I like my sweaters, and especially actually it's still in the low teens right now, so I'll still be wearing my sweaters for another month or so for sure. Like this is just literally for indoors. I can't wear this out unless I have a bigger jacket, which I do, but okay, maybe I'll try it out if it's still in store next time. Let's see. They have sizes online. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. So thank you so much for joining us. If you've missed the first half of this show, go back and watch it because we had shared so many eye candies from the newest Hermès collection, the fall winter collection. And it blew my mind how beautiful it was. I loved it so much. I don't know why I guess not everyone's going to love it, but I think seeing all the collections so far from however long we've been covering the shows, this one is one of my favorites for sure. So
yes,
I hope you guys enjoyed it. Reminder, there's no live tomorrow, but next week is going to be on a different timing on Kat's channel because we have a special guest from the UK. So just make sure you follow both of us to not miss out on the live so you can participate live. But yeah, otherwise we'll see you next week. Bye guys.
Bye.